Yo, what's going on, everybody? CFC DP match review. Chelsea hold on 10 men against Leicester City, win 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. Things are starting to roll in the right direction for Chelsea. Let's get into the full 360 match review right now. So Chelsea 2, Leicester City 1 in what was one of the more exciting games you will see during a Premier League season. This game had a little bit of everything. Chelsea started off on the right foot during the game. They were moving the ball well. They were creating some good chances, as we've kind of seen them do at the beginning of games in the first place. They were pressing. Ruben Loftus-Cheek looked really fantastic in sort of that right mid role. It's a right wing back, but when he plays there, it's more of a right mid. Chelsea did start the game in a 4-4-2, which I thought was interesting. So as you can see here, this is the lineup. Cucurella at left back, Thiago Silva, Trevor Chalobah, Reece James, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Jorginho, Gallagher, Mount, Raheem Sterling, and Kai Havertz. So it actually was a 4-4-2, a 4-4-3, if you will. Mount was playing sort of that tweener role that he usually does play. So it was a admission of Thomas Tuchel to say, okay, maybe we need to play more of a back four. Given the circumstances of Koulibaly being out, Trevor Chalobah came into that role and I thought played a pretty decent game. He had a couple mistakes, a little rusty. However, no harm, no foul. He did let Vardy get over him a couple of times. So it wasn't necessarily the best for Trevor, but he came in and did a job. Probably when he wasn't really expecting to play, given all of his potential loan moves kind of working out that way. So if you look at Chelsea's midfield, obviously Conor Gallagher in the 28th minute got his second yellow card within a 10-minute span. The first one was a needless yellow card, and it was really him overrunning the situation, getting caught up with the player, but the player was progressing. It really didn't need to happen, but he got a yellow card for it. The second one, however, if he did not have a yellow card, you would say professional foul, no problem. They're stopping the break. He'll take a yellow. However, that's a second yellow at the time. It was a fast break opportunity. It was rightfully given. Gallagher needs to do a lot better in that role if he wants to be there. I was interested to see when Ruben Loftus-Cheek was on the team sheet. I expected Ruben and Jorginho to kind of sit back and be those two base of the midfield in a 4-3-3, and Gallagher would be the top guy. But when Gallagher was in the game, it appeared that Gallagher and Jorginho were the holding midfielders, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek was given the license to go forward and attack because Ruben was everywhere. There was a lot of good movements. He had a shot that he probably should have scored. Fair play to the goalkeeper. He saved it. It went well. Deflected for a corner. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek has played really well, and you can't be more proud of a person than Ruben for fighting back from injury, going on tough loans, and being now the Swiss Army knife that Tuchel has to put into the midfield, a right wing back position. And kudos to Tuchel for saying, okay, we can play Reece James at a right center back, in this case, a right back role. It's a back three in defense and then a back four in attack. So it looks a little different. However, it's going to say on the team sheet. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek has looked really good, and it gives the liability for Reece James to stay back there and attack against speedier wingers while still offering an offensive boost. So Ruben Loftus-Cheek was really impressive. As you can see, Raheem Sterling with 2 goals, and you just have to be buzzing for him. He is a type of player that we've needed at Chelsea. The first goal deflected, fair play. I thought it wasn't at first. I thought it was just him just putting it in, and that would have been goal of the season type material. But a slight deflection, it goes in. He gets his first goal of the season off of assist from Cucurella. And then the second one is the goal that we have as Chelsea fans, when Raheem Sterling signed, envisioned. A cheeky little bit of interplay on the right-hand side. Reece James rifles one across the box, and Raheem Sterling taps it in for the finish. But it's the mindset to make that run, and Reece James has been looking for that since day one, that those two have started playing together, and you're going to start to see some chemistry start to arise because it causes a lot of problems when Reece James is on that side. He has all the attention, and then backside Sterling can come in there and find space and find a goal. So Raheem Sterling was absolutely fantastic today. I mean, he was pressing, he was running around. It was a well-deserved performance from him. This is the excitement that Chelsea fans needed from him. Now we just need to see it on a little bit more of a consistent basis, which I think you will from a player like Raheem Sterling. So he was really good. I thought, for instance, Kai Havertz wasn't too bad. Now people are going to say, oh, no goals again. But as a link-up player, he was doing fairly well. He was finding very good options, very good spaces. His passing was good. His first touch was a little shambolic on that one opportunity in the second half where he could have went in on goal and had a chance. But he is not a goal scorer. He is not a Ronaldo. He is not a Aubameyang. He's not a Benzema. He is a 10 that's playing as a striker. So he's there to link up play. And if he doesn't score goals, it doesn't mean he's had a poor game. It doesn't. And people could say that all he wants. But he is doing stuff to help the team win. Would you like him to be an all-around player and score goals and everything like that? That's, I understand that. And the price tag would warrant that maybe he could be that player. But right now he's offering Tuchel something that he likes and is keeping him in the squad for that reason. Now, if Aubameyang comes in, is that going to change things? Potentially. But I think Kai Havertz offers a lot to this team. I think the goals, he is a relatively slow starter historically in his career. So if goals can come from elsewhere and Kai Havertz can play the link-up role, that's fine. If goals aren't coming, that's when Kai can get in a tricky situation, because if there's no goals coming and he's the striker, quote unquote, he's going to get the blame. But if there's goals coming from everywhere else and it's a part of his greater link-up play, the blame isn't going to be as much on him because people are scoring goals. So I think everyone needs to take that with a bit of grain of salt when you look at Kai Havertz and how he is kind of fitting into this team. Now, is Aubameyang going to come in and change this potentially? Maybe. But we're only working with what we have right now, so that's kind of where we're at with Kai Havertz. A couple of subs. Good to see Kovacic get on the pitch, as well as Christian Pulisic and Ben Chilwell to get on at the very end. Mason Mount, I don't know what it is, but he's not into it. There's something wrong with Mason Mount in this system. He doesn't look the same. He presses well, but he just ghosts. And he's a very easy person to take off during the game. I mean, Mason Mount, I was calling for him to come off at halftime. I was calling for Pulisic to start the game. But once they went down to 10 men, it was very easy for Tuchel and his staff to take him off because he was offering nothing. And I don't know what it is with him, but he needs to figure it out, because if he doesn't, it's going to be a long season for him. And especially if we start getting some of these players coming in, we're going to have to figure out where he's going to fit. And in an attacking midfield role, I think he's best. As he's kind of on the wing, on the outsides, can he really impact the game as much? I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if Tuchel's willing to change what he wants to do just because of the players that he has. However, if we get a Leao, if we get a Gordon in, is Mason Mount in jeopardy of falling out of the team? I think he is. I think he's a talented player in England and national, certainly a guy that might start for England. But if he doesn't pick it up, he will not play. And he has to do it in Tuchel's system. Because you're going to see Pulisic start against Southampton on Tuesday, more than certainly, and Mount's going to be out. Maybe Mount will play for Sterling, but I doubt it. So we'll see what happens with Mason Mount, but he needs to step it up very, very soon. And overall, I thought everybody else was good. I thought Cucurella was good. Thiago Silva, I should have a whole show just for him. The amazing ability to understand what kind of tackle and what kind of challenge and what kind of defensive maneuver needs is Thiago Silva's unbelievable talent. He is so good at being able to watch the ball and be able to hold up and wait for, he'll look at the space, he'll see, I need to step up and make this challenge now or we're going to be in trouble, so I'm just going to go full send for it. And he does. And he does. So Thiago Silva deserves a man of the match performance. In my opinion, Raheem Sterling probably gets it because of the goals, but Thiago Silva was unbelievable today. Unbelievable. He is the reason why we won that game. His ability to stop situations in the back, leadership. I mean, you can't stress how important this guy is to this team. If he was only a few years younger and was able to play a few more games, because we're going to be getting to the point in the season where he's going to have to start resting a bit. So with Wesley Fofana, now here we go. Going to be confirmed in the next 24, 48 hours. It's exciting. We'll be able to have a little bit more flexibility, and Thiago Silva will be able to take some games off. But wow, what a player, and we are so lucky and blessed to have him. It's just unbelievable. So we're going to take a quick look at the stats from the game and give you some important metrics that I saw from the game and stuff that translates from what my eye test saw, and that's backed up by the stats. So as you can see here are the stats from the game. Chelsea definitely skewed these stats a little bit because of being a man down. They would have probably dominated possession a little bit more and probably would have had more of an opportunity to break down a Leicester defense, which I would have been interested to see because they were very content on sitting back, even down 10 men, or even with a man advantage. So here are a couple stats that I think were important. I think duels won, aerial duels won, tackles and clearances were huge. Chelsea had to finish this game off. This is something that they had a problem with against Tottenham. Against Everton, they did it, but Everton wasn't very good. Leicester's not very good either, but those were key moments of finishing the game out. They were getting barraged with corners, with free kicks, pressure inside the box, down a man. Everything was against them. Refs were against them. Everyone was against them. Announcers. But they finished it. They finished the game. They won their duels. They won the aerials. They won their tackles. They won their clearances. And they did well. They took care of their chances too. Now only 3 shots in target. Is that a little bit more of a we were down to 10 men type of thing? Probably. Would we have had more with a full rotation and a bunch of ball possession? Probably. But I think that it was huge to see that happen. And, Chelsea hit the post 2 times too. So those are just a couple of stats that I thought we're going to try and get a little bit more into analytics, a little bit into metrics here with our post-game report. But this is something that I want to bring in because I think some of that's important. And, we'll bring that to you with that. So, I want to thank you for tuning in to this match review. If you would go ahead and please like the video, subscribe. It would be an awesome help to the channel. I really appreciate any type of love and support that I can get because I love making content for you guys. I hope you like watching it as well. And like and comments and subscriptions are all stuff that helps. Please go ahead and follow me on Twitter as well at CFCDP1. And that would be a huge help as well. If you like to listen to your episodes, content, whatever, you can also find me on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts in the link below. Everything that I put on YouTube will also be put on there. So if that is your way to do it while you're working, while you're at the gym, whatever, go ahead, follow and subscribe on those platforms, whatever one works for you. And then we can get you the content in a way that you enjoy it. If there's another way that you would like to watch this content, please don't hesitate to let me know because I'd be happy to see if I can get it on that platform for you. So Chelsea, Southampton on Tuesday, another big tough match on the road. Southampton lost today to Man United, but it's a tough game. Every Premier League game is tough and you have to bring your A game. I expect some rotation, so we will see how that rotates. We're going to come with you Sunday conversation as always. Monday, then we're going to give you a match review in the morning. And then finally, Tuesday, I work. These games are on American time at 2 o'clock, so it's kind of hard for me to do a live beforehand or a match review right after. So right after I get done with work, I will be coming home and I will be doing a match review. So probably Wednesday morning UK time, you will have a match review about Southampton. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your weekend. A massive 3 points for Chelsea. And we will see you next time.